in communities that I've worked in relation to sorcery accusation related violence, we're seeing communities, and this is not just one community. In mostly every community that I've gone into, a lot of these accusations that have turned into tortures, that have turned into killings, is sanctioned by the community. And that's the saddest thing. It's like the whole community goes under this hysteria where they're all on the same level, and they're all think that this one person, who could be their favorite seller at the market that sells them, say, flower balls, the one that makes the best flower balls in the village, and someone gets sick because of the flower balls, and that's what they're assuming, and then she gets attacked. Now, this is the one that gives them an extra flower ball when they buy more than 5. But then everybody goes into like a trance, and they all are like, kill her. And it's amazing, amazing in a horrific way, to see the whole community come under this blanket of like, I'd rather use another word than fear, but it is fear. It just eats at the heart of everything. People don't cook outside like they used to before. People cannot go to the water hole after a certain time. People cannot cross a certain patch in the village or bush or tree, or that. It just becomes something that fear controls everyone in the community. I'll just give an example. There was a community in the Highlands that I went into to get a woman out, and there were people in that community, village court officials, people that I've worked with on other cases, but it was like something else. When I was looking into their eyes, it was something else. These young men that I thought, okay, so I know you from somewhere, and I know that you know me. So, but instead, the way that he looked at me was something else. He was like, no, you're not taking this woman out. She has to die. She has to answer. She has to put the heart back, or else she'll die. And we're looking at these people that it's like something's controlling them. So they go into, it's like I said, it's like an hysteria where everyone is out for blood. And once they get it, it doesn't matter. They will have, one way or another, they must get what they're looking for. For example, these women, as we were trying to come out, everybody was saying the same thing. She has to return the heart. Tell her to return the heart. And I remember telling the guy, the young man that was sitting right next to me, and I said, look, okay, I'm going to take it to the police station, and then we will go to the hospital. Follow us there. And if the heart doesn't return, okay, follow us there, and I'll be there. I'll wait for you guys there. So whatever it is, I should just come. But since I'm already, and she's already in my car, I've got to go. So then I said, and if you guys want to jump, one of you can jump, but no, nothing at the back. No knives, no bush knives, nothing. So, but no one got on the vehicle with me, because someone said, oh, she's going to take you straight to the police station. So no one came up. But then we did go to the police station, reported, and then we went to the hospital. But that also taught me something. This is someone's, it was someone's auntie. This woman was someone's mother, someone's auntie, someone who everyone in the village had interaction with. She was related to everyone in the village. And yet that's what they did to her. So again, it goes to the heart of the problem, where what sorcery does, the belief in sorcery, and the actions that come after that, it's not compelled by anything other than fear, where people they go into a state where they just lose their mind. And they turn on their own mothers, like real biological mothers. The mother that gave birth to them, looked after them, the mother that set up with them when they're sick, the mother that did everything to them, that's the mother that they go for and tell her, okay, you killed our dad. And because of that, and she's calling them by their name, like, I'm your mom. For goodness sake, why would you do that? But this person doesn't even get it. This young boy in year 10 told me and said, well, I went with them because I wanted to see my mother confess. And I said, they were sitting your mother on a piece of hot metal, tires burning underneath, and telling her, confess or we'll take that, if you don't say yes, we're going to keep burning you. And I said, but if they put you on that and they tell you, keep saying yes, you have to say yes to being a witch. And she kept on saying no. She's like, you guys want to kill me? Go ahead and kill me. But I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to say yes. And I said, so get the logic. She's between a hot, she's been a rock and a hard place. Either way, if she says yes, she's killed. If she says no, she still gets burned. So I said, you tell me, I told the son, you tell me, It's not like she was given an option. It wasn't like she was just standing there they were asking her, did you kill this child? Instead, no, I said, she was sitting on a hot place, fire underneath, and when she was told, say yes. So I said, that is the logic I don't get. So that's exactly what's happening now to women. They're being told, whether you like it or not, you've got to say yes to what we're telling you. So it's conditional. Of course, to get out of the pain, they'll say yes. But this woman, thank God she didn't say anything. She kept on telling them, kill me. And the son was holding the bush knife. If the mother had confessed, he would have been the one to kill her. Because at his back of the mind, it wasn't about logic. It wasn't about reasoning. It was all about what everyone was making him think, and he was gripped by fear. So what we've seen in communities and in villages, as soon as they get into this trance where fear grips everyone, I'm reminded of the scripture in Timothy that says, Paul wrote to Timothy and said, for God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. And what I've seen in communities is that the power over their actions is gone. As soon as they are gripped in this fear. Sound mind, where they reason things logically, like this is my mom. This is the woman who gave birth to me. This is the one that raised me up. This is the woman that I know. I mean, of all the women that I would know, this is the one person that I know better than anyone else. Why would anyone accuse her of this thing that is not her? And I know that. Instead of questioning that, they would just get into that trance too. So what fear does when it gets into any communities is drive out that logic, sound mind, the power they have over their own actions, and the feeling of being compassionate, the feeling of love. It's just not there. You go into a community, they'll turn on you. If you come in and take any one of their women out, it's like the whole mob will turn on you. Not just the one person who actually who faces that demise. Not only him, it's like the whole lot of them, from village court councillors down to the little child that is in the community. So again, it has a very big spiritual kind of connotation to it. When acting in this space and working in this space, you have to be on guard. And this, you cannot do this lightly. You have to pray, because it's like everyone is out there ready. Either you say something, one of the defense they come up with is like, sorcery is real. But you see, that's where my problem is. So if sorcery is real, we're not saying we don't care about your beliefs. You can believe in sorcery, whatever it is. Whatever you want to believe in, that's fine. If you believe that people fly at night, become snakes in the morning, bats at evening, that's just fine with it. But you cannot act on those beliefs and take away the life of another person. That you can't, because that's where law comes in. And that's what we are trying to get out to the communities, that there is a law in place. And the law is the criminal code, section 299A, that says if you accuse anyone of perpetrating, of being a witch or a sorcerer, and you act on that accusation, you torture them, you maim them, you kill them, then you will invoke section 299A, which is actually capital punishment. So your life for that life. And that is already law now. And it's been slowly implemented. 89 people have already been convicted in Medang. And so that's the largest number that we have. And people are now going out and implementing that. So we have to be very careful when we go out into communities as well, because to them it's that, okay, so sorcery is so real to us, and just to go and dispute their belief, it gets them on the defensive. So what you're trying to talk about, the law, doesn't work. It doesn't get into their head. It just doesn't. So whatever their belief is we respect that. But then when it comes to violence, that's where law comes in. You cannot act on your belief and take away the liberty of life. That you can't, because then you are a criminal. So that's where the law is going to come after you. And that's the kind of messaging that we take across with our Innocent Person program as well. Because we've seen that PNG has deeply entrenched beliefs. Deeply entrenched. Some of these beliefs are like, even before taking you into our house, they will have to ask the spirit who looks after that house for permission. So again, and we understand that. I'm an Engen, and even though we don't have the deeply entrenched belief of sorcery, we have so many other beliefs as well. And for us, it's, you have a conflict with someone, take it to the battlefield and battle it out there. But there are other cultures that do not have battlefields. And what they have is the so-called beliefs on, evening things out through sorcery against sorcery. So for us to go into a community and saying that, no, we don't believe in sorcery, that it puts people on the defensive. So whatever messaging you're trying to get out there gets pulled back. Another thing that I would also like to point out is the commercialization of so-called glass man. So before in traditional societies, they had witch doctors who, and also they had seers. And now, you know what's happening now? It's the so-called wasman, or the glass man, that is telling people, okay, before I tell you who killed your son, I need 1,200 kina. So the whole community is contributing the 1,200 kina because they believe this guy who probably has already worked out. He's smart. He's worked out who is the woman in this community that doesn't have a male son. Who's the woman in this community that is marginalized? Who is the woman in this community that doesn't have relatives who will stand up for her? She's barren. There's a lot of things that she doesn't fit as a norm in the society. She's a marginalized woman. Now that's the one they pick on because they know that there will not be anyone to back her up. So as soon as he says that's the woman that is committed, that's the one that is, people just go to the house, they burn it, they burn the house, they do all kinds of crazy things to her. And who's gonna be her backup? Who backs her up? He knows. He picks his praise very, very well. But if he knows that there is a history of bad blood between a certain family, he picks on the other family because he knows that, okay, so this is, and they have a dispute over land. Before you know it, the whole community chases that other family off the land, so this family takes over the land. So believe me when I say that sorcery is not all as it seems, the belief in sorcery. There is a lot of other outside influences that have come in. Greed has come in, jealousy has come in, fear has come in, but all those other things too that have also come in. They see jealousy is becoming a big factor. Brothers of a deceased man are now, they want the business. If the man as business wants the business, is now they're claiming that the woman was the one that was involved. So the kids are being turned on the one parent that they have left, the one person they have left. And before you know it, this whole family disintegrates. The brothers come in, take over the business. The sons are left out there because, and they carry the stigma that their mother was a witch. So they think that, oh, we can get away with it because it was our mom's fault. No, you carry the blood of your mom. So before long, 5 years down the track, the father's brothers are telling the son, you're the son of a witch. You're a son of a sanguma. Now he thought he was doing his own family a good thing by turning on his mom without knowing that what he did was dig his own grave. And that is another thing too that is happening, that we need to also inform and educate our communities, where when they turn on their own, they are destroying families and they're destroying communities. So basically, this is such a huge space, and we can spend days on this, and yet we still won't be able to come down to the bottom of why this whole thing is just going haywire. Again, it also goes back to everyone taking responsibility, thinking straight, always see things from the other perspective, reason things out, and everything. Like I say, everything goes back to leadership in communities. If communities do not take leadership, especially community leaders don't take leadership in this, then you're looking at communities that are on the brink of turning on themselves and becoming a place that you have mass migration of refugees, and these are internal refugees of sorcery in this country. The numbers are steadily rising.